Hey everyone! Today is my Friday, so I'm out here at home on the deck and we're barbecuing right now. And I'm gonna do some live oracle and aura readings. So I'm just gonna wait for some people to just sign on. And while I'm waiting for people to sign on and respond, I'm just gonna set my cards up. So if you want me to do a aura reading on you, all you need to do is take a current picture of yourself right now. So just take a picture of yourself. Make sure there's nobody else in the picture, like no animals either. You have to be by yourself. Make sure the lighting's really good, and just comment a picture of yourself right now, and I would do a aura reading on you. So first come, first serve. Whoever sends the first picture will get the aura reading. I'm going to do a oracle card reading on you, an aura reading, and I'm going to do a tarot card. If you don't want all of that, you could just comment and say, hey, I don't want you to do tarot, or I only want an aura, or whatever it is. Then go ahead and say that. Just let me know. So I'm just going to wait a little bit to see who wants to get a reading done. You just got to leave a comment and let me know. I'm just going to be out here just shuffling my deck. It's a beautiful night out here. I am in Bellevue right now, and I am practicing my intuition, exercising it. The best way to get psychic is pretty much exercise your intuition, exercise your third eye. So I see some people are watching right now. If you want your aura reading, please respond with a picture. How is everyone's night going? Where are you guys at? Hey Donald, Felicia, how you guys doing? Where are you? I'm gonna wave at you guys. Hey, 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 hey. Is there anyone online that would like a reading right now? I'm waiting on you. I just realized supposedly I could bring you guys on camera. Did you know that? But you guys have to be willing to join in if you want. And I can see your face as much as you can see mine. So what it is with an oracle reading, I'm not going to read your mind, so don't think I'm going to read your mind. If there's anything that I feel like shouldn't be public, I can intuitively know that. So don't think I'm going to read something in you and you're going to be scared and I'm going to say something you don't want public to know. I'm very intuitive in that nature to where I know if it's something that you don't want public, I won't mention it. But if you have a feeling that I might know and you want to talk about it, you could go ahead and private message me. But whenever any of you guys are ready, go ahead and leave a comment. Hey Felicia, leave an image of yourself under the comments and I'll read your aura. But I cannot read your aura unless you leave a comment of a picture of your current self and where you're at right now. With no other people, no other animals. Make sure the lighting is good and make sure I can see your face all the way. Trying to figure out how to comment. Hey, can you not comment with pictures? Can you only leave comments? Because this is gonna suck if you can't leave a comment picture. Is anybody else trying and they're having a difficult time being able to leave an image? All right, let's see. Somebody messaged me. Let's see if somebody on camera. Okay, so this is a new thing. I didn't. So Felicia, you're on camera now. I don't know how it works exactly. I'm still learning this myself. Oh, hey, how's it going? Hey, actually, that's awesome. A video is actually way better than a picture. So that's freaking awesome that you could do that. I didn't even know that. This is new to me. So cool.
I was like, I don't know how
to. That's awesome. All right, so you sent a picture on my other comment, and I did not get a chance to respond. I've been kind of busy, so I recognize your face though. So I'm gonna do. Do you want to do a oracle reading, or do you just want to do just an aura reading?
Whichever you prefer, it's fine.
Okay, so I haven't done an oracle reading in a while. Been a little disconnected from the gods since I have moved to the city, but this is my practice right now to see how connected I can get back in.
Okay.
So maybe it'll be better for me to read your aura first. And if I pause and kind of stare at you a little bit, don't get really uncomfortable. I'm not like staring at you. I'm not judging you. I'm just kind of focused on who you are and stuff, and trying to feel. I'm a
Okay.
feeler. I don't see colors or anything like that. Sometimes I do, depending on what state I am, but I'm more of a feeler, so I kind
Okay.
of feel. So what I do when I read auras, I actually read chakras. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read, I don't know if you're familiar with chakras, but I'm going to read your aura as in starting from your bottom to your top, because it's going from your root chakra all the way to your crown chakra, and that's how I like to
Okay.
read it, more organized that way, because they all kind of depend on each other.
Okay.
So let me think for a second. Let me focus on you for a moment. I feel like what you're doing right now for a living, you're kind of settling. I feel like there's something else that there's something out there that you want to do that you might be a little unsure about it. Something is telling me that you feel like you're kind of comfortable where you're at. You might tell people that you're comfortable where you're at, but I think deep down inside you're really not.
Mhm.
I think there's definitely you have a lot of you have a lot of questions in you exactly where you want to go. You're not sure right now. Right now I feel like you're very distracted with things happening in your life, maybe family, and maybe other issues in your
Mhm.
life that's kind of distracting you from being able to focus on yourself. So I would say, as common, I think you need to spend more time with yourself. That
Okay.
whatever questions that you have in regards to what you want to do, is the only way you're going to be able to find that answer is if you spend more time with yourself. And right now I think you're focused a lot on maybe friends and family, and it's kind of blinding you from being able to figure out what you want to do
Okay.
right now. I feel like when it comes to sensuality, when I say sensuality, I don't mean sexuality. I mean more like affection. I feel like you're a little standoffish. There's maybe something happened to you in the past, and maybe something um, that kind of traumatized you a little bit. So you're a little like standoffish when it comes to sensuality or people touching you or you being able to be open like that. That
Mhm.
you have kind of a trust issue with that.
Mhm.
I feel like you want to be more sexual, but because you kind of blocked off sensually, it's kind of keeping you from being able to be that person. I think that you definitely need some healing in that area, and whoever hurt you in the past, you definitely um, need to forgive that person. And I feel like it's something that happened when you're really, really young, and I know it's really hard to forgive, because it's been with you for a long time. Because I feel like
Mhm.
there's a really big blockage there. Like, it's really big. It's not something that happened recently that's really blocking you. It's something that happened long ago, and you've been holding on to it for a really long time. And that's something that you need to not forgive the other person for them, but you need to forgive them for yourself, because to set yourself free so you could be a little more sensual. And because the more sensual you are with others, the more sensual others will be with you. And I don't want you to think you're not in danger all the time. If someone is sensual with you, that's an illusion that could be set in our minds when we've been kind of corrupted by people who take advantage of sensuality and whatnot.
Okay.
Um, I feel like that part of you is blocking kind of your willpower, and that's kind of a big block that's keeping you from doing exactly what you want to do and where you want to go in life right now. And I think when you find that forgiveness within yourself, you'll find that confidence in yourself, be able to chase and go after whatever it is that you end up figuring out what you want to do. You'll have that confidence to be able to do that. I think for you to have that confidence to be able to do that, you need to forgive, because it's holding you back a little bit. And I feel like you have a really, really big heart. I feel like you give a lot to others. I think that you put a lot to other people and before yourself, and that's really awesome, because a lot of people are very closed off, and usually it makes them really bitter and kind of like hate other people. But I feel like whatever it is that you went through, it makes you open up more, and then it makes you want to give more, because I think that you give to other people what you feel like you should have been given. I feel like you definitely have a really big heart, and I think that's beautiful, like that you do. I think that's great. But I also think that because you give so much, it's hard for you to receive back. So one of my favorite heart chakra quotes is, "Be willing to give as much as be willing to receive as much as you give. To make sure you give and receive in equal portions. If you feel like you're giving more than you're receiving, then you're taking from yourself. So it's good to kind of find that kind of balance. If you feel like you're constantly giving, it actually depletes you versus it feeding you. So just kind of keep
Okay.
that in mind. There's nothing wrong with it, because I think that's beautiful that you do that. Just try to keep that balance so it's not depleting you.
Okay.
Um, I feel like this the pent up area that you're not, whoever it is that you're not forgiving. comes out in your voice sometimes. I think sometimes you might get maybe a little PTSD that if you feel like your boundaries are being crossed, you tend to explode a little bit. But it's not really about the person. It has to do with um, a fear of somebody hurting you again, because you've had that experience of people hurting you, and you definitely have this block. And when it comes to your voice, that you want people to love you as much as you love them, and when you don't get it back, I know it really bothers you a lot, and it tends to, and I feel like you don't voice it enough. So by the time you push to the point to where you feel like you can voice it, it tends to go and you kind of and you kind of blow up and stuff, and it's like, oh shit, what happened? Because you were kind of holding it in. And
Yeah.
I think the way to help that is it's really hard to do, because I know I've been through a lot of stuff. A lot of times is to kind of ask yourself, am I really feeling this way about this situation because of something that happened to me in the past, and I'm reflecting that past to my current moment? Or is this person really bothering me? And kind of evaluate it. And if you really come to the conclusion, like, this person is really bothering me, it's okay to voice your opinion. You have a right to your feelings. Say it at the time that it needs to be said. So later on, you're not like,
Yeah.
like blowing up, you know what I mean?
Fireworks.
Yeah. And a lot of times, sometimes we tend to attract people that we haven't really, that have that energy in us that we haven't healed yet. So it's normal for us to do that. So it could be that there are people that are bothering you and you have a right to explode, but it could also be that you could be reflecting that because you still have something deep down inside that you haven't healed yet. So you might perceive it onto other people, and it might not always be accurate. It might be, but sometimes it might not be accurate.
Okay.
Um, I feel like you're kind of an intuitive person, but I think you ignore it. I think that you question yourself a lot. I think that you're in your head a lot, and you're like, I feel like this person is doing this, but you're like, no, but because you have such a big heart, you want to see the best in people. So a part of you will like lie to yourself and say, no, that person would never do that, and you'll kind of let it slide. But my my what I'm feeling is you were very highly intuitive, and don't doubt your intuition. If you feel like somebody does not have good intentions, or you feel like somebody is wrong, your intuition, which is your third eye, is it's being correct. It's right. You have a very big heart, and I know we want to expect other people to have very big hearts, but if your intuition, your third eye, is telling you this person does not have as big of a heart to you. I know it hurts you to know that, but sometimes the truth hurts. So stop ignoring your intuition, because that actually has to do with doubting yourself, and it's kind of a sense of insecurity too. And when you start believing in your intuition, you start to feel more powerful. And when you feel that more powerful and you trust in yourself, then that's where a lot of healing comes in, where it comes to be able to trust yourself to forgive people in your past, and forgive yourself, and to be able to forgive mostly the experiences that you're having with other people and whoever has hurt you, and you need that power from this is where that power comes from. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think that you were a very, let me think. I'm trying to feel you right now. I'm trying to work my way up. Do you pray a lot?
Yeah.
I feel like
No, I
something's
mean not
telling
as
me
much as
that
I should, but yeah.
I feel like I feel like you're a prayer. I feel like you ask a lot, but you're not receiving it. And I feel like a part of you knows that you're not receiving what you're asking for. And I think that has to do with a lot of something that you need to heal from, and you're doubting your intuition. That has to do with a fear of love, or fear of deserving is what that is. That you have a fear of thinking that you don't deserve something. But I want you to know, because your heart is so big, you do deserve whatever it is that you're asking God for, the universe, or whatever that you in your heart that you pray to. You do deserve what you ask for. And I think a part of you feels like you're not sure if you do, and because you're not sure of it, you're blocking whatever is trying to be given to you, whatever is being offered to you. So you have to let go of that fear. You have a
Okay.
fear going on. But you need to remember that you have a big heart, and because big hearts aren't common, this world is full of fucked up people. And I know that people have a lot of very, very closed, dark hearts, and you are definitely not one of those people. And because of that, you definitely deserve whatever it is that you're asking the universe for, you deserve it. So stop blocking it and stop being like, well, I'm going to ask, but I'm like, wait a second, I don't know if I deserve it. Then don't ask. But I feel like that's kind of what you're doing. You're kind of like, please, and you're like, wait, I don't know if I deserve it. So stop doing that.
Thank you.
I kind of, do you feel like any of this is like pretty accurate? What I'm saying?
Yeah.
Is there anything that I mix? I'm practicing and exercising my intuition. So let me know if any of the I feel like intuitive facts are wrong. You go ahead and say, hey, I feel like this is a little off. I want to know because I could feel like I need to switch my energy or.
You were good.
You're good? Okay. So I'm going to do like a really short oracle. I haven't done an oracle reading in a while. I've been because I feel like when I do oracle readings, it's not really me that I'm asking. So when I do an aura reading, hold on. What's up?
I want to stay out here because people are going to come over. How many haven't gone there? What do you think?
Well, I gotta at least stay out here when I'm talking. I guess some people are about to be out here, all up in the table. But I'm gonna stay right here though. So I guess if there's a crowd, just ignore them, I guess. So I'm gonna do an oracle reading. I haven't done an oracle reading in a while because when I do an oracle reading, it's not really me that's asking questions. That's gonna be answering. When I do an aura reading, that's totally me. It's like a gift I had since I was little. So when I read an aura, that's totally like me and my higher self. But when I do an oracle, I feel like I'm getting answers from something else or somewhere else. But I did move to the city recently, and it's Bellevue, and I don't know if you're really familiar with frequencies in the city. There's a lot of frequencies that kind of get in I can't reach. They're that way. I can't. It's like the Wi-Fi and the computers and Microsoft and Facebook. That's funny because I'm on Facebook, but there's Facebook nearby me, and it's all this tech stuff, and it's kind of messes me up a little bit. So I'm going to do a 3-card reading, and all it is the past, present, and future. That's pretty much all it is. Okay, so you're going to give me a number under 10, 1 through 9, because I'm going to shuffle the deck, and then I'm going to shuffle it as many times as you tell me to. So go ahead and give me a number. What number do you want me to do?
4.
All right, so I'm going to shuffle the deck 4 times. This is your number right now. I'm not that into numerology. I want to, because I will let you know what 4 means, but I have no idea. One of these days, I'll know. one of these days.
4 is the number of freedom.
So I want you to say break for me.
Break.
All right. Wherever my thumb was at and you said break, that's going to be it. So I'm going to do a 3-card reading on you. Ooh, you got. I'm not gonna look at him. I'm not gonna cheat. All right. So the first one I have is gonna be your past. The middle one is your present, and the third one is gonna be your future. So the first one is kind of what I was just telling you. Can you read it? Can you read it? Can you see what it says? Is it backwards?
Yeah, it's a little. I think it's backwards.
It's Hazmed, angel of annihilation. Did I pronounce it right? You know what I'm saying. Yeah. He's the angel of pretty much getting rid of shit. Which is funny because I just said that, right? I just said there's something about your past you need to get rid of. There's something in the past you want to get rid of. Obviously you can't get rid of the past. You can't go back there. I wish we could. Maybe one day I'll figure out how to do that. But so the only past that exists it's in your head. So whatever it is that you're really focused on that's really controlling you right now from keeping you from being a whole happy person is something, which is pretty much what I just said, is something you need to get rid of.
Okay.
And I feel like something is telling me it's a specific person, very specific person that hurts you the most. When that bothers you the most. And you don't technically have to talk to the person. It's up to you. I mean, everybody heals differently. Some people are like, I can't talk to them. It's hard. If you want to, and if you feel like it makes you feel better to open up to this person, go for it. But you don't have to. Okay. You don't have to do it. But you definitely, whatever memory you have and pain that you have in regards to this person, this is pretty much saying this person is from the past because it's the first card, which means this is past, that you need to let go of it. Okay. I don't know how you need to let go of it. Only you know. But you need to let go of it. because it's going to
Okay.
control you for the rest of your life if you don't. There's no way around it.
Okay.
There's nothing else you could do other than let go of it. I
Okay.
don't care how many candles or incense you light, it's not going to work. You have to let go of it. So the middle card, which is actually, I love this card because I pull this card a lot, but for when I pull it, it's a different meaning for me. This is the angel of time. This is the concept of time. I feel like this pulled up for you because right now, maybe for some reason you have this illusion, like you feel like you're stuck because of time. Like, do you feel like maybe you're stuck because of your age, or you feel like you're stuck because of where you live, or there's something you feel like you're stuck and you're
Yeah.
blaming it on time? And time, remember, time is an illusion, okay? So I feel like this is what this card is telling me, is that you're blaming time on whatever it is, whatever next step that you need to take, or whatever goals that you want to make, or whatever self-healing you want to do for yourself. You can't blame time, is what pretty much what it's saying. You can't say like, oh, well, I don't have the time. Which is a lot of people say it all the time, because I do that shit too. And I personally need to stop saying I don't have the time. Of course you have the time. You have the same amount of time as everybody else in the world does. I think that's what this is saying right now.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna look at your future card, and actually, I think this is an empty card. This is an awesome card. I know it says emptiness, but it's not a negative thing, because empty. Have you noticed this? He's meditating.
Mhm.
You see this position that he's meditating. I know emptiness sounds kind of like awful, but I think this can go both ways. Emptiness could also be the practice of stillness, and which is pretty much a concept of peace of mind. So I think this card is kind of a split right now. I think it has to do with if you forgive and if you stop blaming time, you're going to have a peace of mind. But if you don't, you're going to feel empty inside.
Okay.
I think that's pretty much what it's saying.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. All right. So that was an oracle card reading. So I'm going to do a tarot card reading on you, okay? And this is going to be the last reading. Look at them.
Okay.
They're cute. Look how little they are.
Cute.
So you're going to do the same thing. You're going to give me a number. I'm going to shuffle as many times as you tell me to.
Mm, mm. I'll do 7.
7?
Yeah.
I'm a life past 7. Okay. I dropped a card. I'm going to put that card to the side because that means it's something you need to work on. The card fell out. The card fell out. Nothing is coincidence. It means something. So I'm going to move the card to the side, and it's something that you're missing in life is what it is. So I'm going to move it over there. And at the end, I'll tell you what card fell out.
Okay. I'm a little bit nervous.
All right, 2 more shuffles.
What are you doing over here? Want to eat?
Yeah, hold on 1 second. All right, go ahead and tell me when to break.
Break.
All right, so I'm just setting your cards up right now. I am, and I'm going to let you know what they are. I'm pulling 6 cards. I'm placing them in a cross position right here. They stop sticking to my fingers. All right. So let's see. Uh-oh, this one's upside down. Okay, that means something. Let's see. So This is confusing because they came upside down, which means it's the opposite of what they are. So now I gotta like figure this out. Because it'd be very confusing. All right, so the first one means this is something that could help you. This is the card that pulled.
Hi.
Hi, how you doing?
Thank you for the food.
And it's an 8 of Swords. So let's see. Guilt, remorse, and embarrassment. There's something that you're feeling guilty and remorse about, which is funny because all this same stuff keeps pulling up. Because we just talked about that.
Did you do Anika before?
Live? No, just on the image.
Oh, this is the same
She's
person?
actually. This is live. There's somebody right there. Can you see her?
That's who you've been doing the whole time though?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that why reading? Tarot card reading?
Yeah. People are asking about what I'm doing. All right, so this helps the current. So it came up opposite. If it came up, the first card means it helps the current. If it comes up upside down, it means the opposite. So this means obviously it doesn't help you. It's opposite of helping. And the card did come up, guilt, remorse, and embarrassment. But we already knew that. I don't know why the same stuff is like obvious. Okay, gods, we know. The same stuff keeps popping up. We got it. So the second one, this hinders a current. So if it's opposite, means this is something that's pushing you. And I'm going to show you the image of it. You see? It's pretty cool. Pretty cool cards. All right. I don't have this stuff memorized like my other one, so that's why I'm looking over here to see what it,
Oh, you're fine.
that's what it means. These are a lot of cards. Chalices. This is the Knight of Chalice. The seducer, she who faces the perils of the human heart to conquer it. I think this would have, because it's the opposite, because everything came upside down, and it says it hinders you. Means something that pushes you. The seducer, she who faces the perils of the human heart. I think this is saying that you need to be more sensual and stuff. It says the seducer.
Okay.
I'm not saying you need to be like an evil bitch and like go seduce people or anything like that. Obviously, that's obviously not going to serve you. But I think that is what it's saying, that what will help you a little more is to be a little more, be able to open up and be a little more sensual and stuff. Hey, stop it. And the messages will kind of flow. So we're gonna see how this next message flows with the next message. So the third one, this shows the direction the current is moving from. The way. I think this is a magician, actually.
Sorry.
Is moving from. So this actually means what you're moving from. Let's see. Will personified. You're moving away from your will personified. I'm trying to think if it's opposite than that, then what is it trying to tell me? What are they trying to tell me? If you feel like there's some answers too, you could go ahead and if there's anything kind of like pinpointed in your head. Something that you're moving from.
I have a hard time hearing you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can you hear me a little better?
Yeah. I'm sorry. 1 second. Sorry.
I feel like what it's saying is that you're moving towards your will. I'm not sure if you really know what your will is right now. I feel like you have a lot of questions and you're not sure what it is, but I think but we're gonna keep going because a lot of times you keep reading cards, the answers start kind of popping up and stuff. So the next one is the solution. This shows the direction the current is moving to. So this one right here is your solution. So I'm going to read you about that. And that is the King of Chalices. He who conquers love. But it came upside down. Remember how everything's opposite? You already conquer love. So what would be the opposite of love? Indifference? Because everybody says hate is the opposite of love, but opposite of love is definitely not hate, because hate's very close. You have to love somebody a lot to hate somebody. So it's indifference, and it's so weird because I feel like I keep getting the same message over and over again because we were just talking about that, understanding how everybody doesn't have a big heart like you, and being able to accept it, which I think maybe you think it might hurt you accepting it, but it's really not. I think you not accepting it is hurting you more, actually, because it's causing you to get involved with people that hurt you because you just want to keep believing that they have big hearts. And I think that's what's really getting in the way right now. And I know it's hard to see demons in people, but we all have them. It's a part of life. Even me. All right, the key. So the last one is the key. This is something important for the current to know and think about. Can you see it?
Mm-hmm.
I guess King of Wands. The conscience. So this means the conscience, which is exactly just what I said earlier. Remember when I was talking about earlier about being mindful of, like, asking yourself, is this really real, or am I just perceiving it this way because of whatever happened to me in the past? So I don't know why I just pulled the exact same cards that I just said about your aura. We just had the exact same conversation, but the exact cards pretty much just pulled up, except we do have that last card that popped out that said this is something about you that you need more of, that you're not accepting in your life right now. That's why it popped out. So we're going to find out what it is. And it's actually a pretty picture.
It's painful. It's
pretty good.
She's on a unicorn.
I love unicorns.
All right, so we're going to find out. This is Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles, Tenacity. She will stand against the darkness. Obstacles die by her hands. If not today, then tomorrow. That's a pretty powerful message. I'm going to say it one more time. Tenacity. She who will stand against the darkness. Obstacles die by her hands. If not today, then tomorrow. That's something that you're lacking right now. It's pretty much what it's saying. I think it just has to do with you facing the darkness in you that's kind of like blocking a lot of your manifestation skills or being able to receive in your life. Is you're not facing that darkness. And a lot of time when something is disturbing our peace inside, we tend to turn our back on it and ignore it, which makes it control us even more. Because the more you ignore something, think about it, if you ignore a person, they want to tap you and bother you even more. So that's pretty much the concept of it. So if you actually turn around and face it and evaluate it and sit with it, then it tends to start to kind of flow. And once it's like, oh my God, she recognized me, it's like, okay, and it starts to kind of lighten up. Of course, it's not going to happen in one day, but the more you kind of sit with it and really evaluate it and evaluate the other person, accept that whoever has hurt you is also human too, and we all do stupid human shit. I'm not saying it's okay to do a lot of stuff, but when we sit with ourselves and then we really sit and realize how much our resistance to it is really affecting our current life, then all that pain and that heaviness on our shoulders and on our back and in our heart starts to kind of ease up and lighten off and start to fade away. But the only way to be able to do that is to be able to fight the darkness, which is what she's doing in that picture.
Okay. That's a cute picture.
It is a cute picture. That's you right there. All right, well, do you have any questions?
No, you're great. I really appreciate it.
All right, cool. So I don't know how to. I'm gonna try to move on to the next person. I don't know how to do it. I don't know if I'm supposed to hang up or you or.
I think I set it out. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye. All right, let's see who's next. So she just popped up on a video. Do is just accept whoever wants to be in the video. So I'm gonna do first come, first serve.
You are.
Okay, so what you want to do if you want to
What are you in school for?
be on the video, I think you have to like send me a request to be on the video.
Okay. Like algorithms.
Let's see.
It seems to be like the language, the second language of Seattle is coding.
Okay, I'm gonna read a message real quick. Hang on, but I can't figure out how to
I
see
think
a
it's
picture.
English, you know, but it just seems like regardless of where you come from.
Alright, so there's a lot of comments. I can't catch up on all of them right now.
Everybody that understands coding. You know?
Reading my own chills. Alright, so there's a lot of people that's leaving a message. I'm gonna do this one more reading, but I feel like my soul needs to tell me somebody who really, really needs it. So if there's somebody who's really going through something like really hard in life right now, I want to do someone that's really having a hard time right now. So if your life is pretty like whatever, let me do a reading on somebody who's really hurting right now. So I'm gonna look at the comments
I'm in manufacturing. Yeah, so mechanical engineering.
and see if there's anybody.
I'll leave the coding to you and Kat over here. You guys code. Y'all won't. You guys want.
Okay, Vesta, you keep saying me. Do you feel like I feel like you're shouting out a lot more than other people? So, or Sky.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I.
Vesta,
I'm in non-destructive evaluation.
Vesta, I'm gonna do you because I feel like you're shouting out to me a lot.
Like components,
So,
particularly like in automotive industry.
all right, Vesta, you guys send me
Energy.
a video request. See how these comments are saying I have a choice to bring them on a video. Your comments aren't doing that. You have to send like a let me
Yeah,
see.
pretty, like intense sometimes. Because it's like.
All right, here we go.
Because there's like the.
I'm gonna hit add and see if this works. Alright, you have to send like a let me see. Alright, here we go. There's a lot of noise in the Can you do me a favor and turn your phone down a little bit? Yeah, that's weird that I can hear
Bluetooth.
There we go, that's better.
Okay. Sorry.
Okay, I'm gonna hang up and try again because the connection is really. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. That was disturbing. I don't know why it's doing that. Let's try it again. Let's try it again. And if you could still hear me, Vesta, if you can, maybe if you have like an earpiece you could put in your ear so I can't hear the noise in the background.
There's hot spots everywhere.
Are you still there?
This one? Oh, yeah, you gotta keep it low.
All right.
If you wanna do it high, you gotta stand there and be like.
All right, let me see. Let me tap on you and see if you work.
Floating like for you.
Let's see if your video sounds a little better. I don't know. No. Nothing is for some reason there's something like wasn't letting me read you, Vesta. So I don't know what was going on. So hey, how's it going?
Hey!
Hey, okay, cool. So for some reason it's really clear when you're
Put my wig on
you're on the video. You look fine.
Right, I was like, wait, son, go get my wig.
Take your hair off.
Woo!
right. So, we've met before. I know you, so it's kind of hard for me to do like an aura reading when I know who somebody is. So, but I have this thing that I do like in my head. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna erase. So this is what I call it a curtain. We always have a curtain that we show to the world, you know. And a lot of times, deep down inside, we know who somebody is, but a lot of times we ignore it. So we like see somebody as a curtain that they put up. You know what I'm saying? So what I try to do is, since I know you, I try to ignore the curtain that we put up. So I'm gonna try to block out that curtain of me actually meeting you before and knowing of you and your actual physical energy of being around you. So I'm gonna tell you the same thing I told her. Don't be weird if I sit there and stare at you. I'm not like reading your mind or anything like that. I'm just thinking and trying to feel. I'm feeling your essence.
Right.
And I'm kind of focusing and seeing what I'm feeling in you and stuff. I'm gonna do an aura reading first, and then I might not do an aura. I will do just an oracle reading, but I'm not gonna do a tarot reading because I feel like this, like my last reading, the tarot pretty much came up exactly the message I already gave her, and I don't want to repeat the same thing over again. But an oracle reading is more like the past, present, future. So I'll do that. I'll just do that one when I'm done doing the aura reading.
Okay.
You might be getting diabetes. Go to the doctor.
Sucks. I already met you before. So I'm trying to make sure that I'm coming from a energetic field of reading you and not a personal of memories and personal knowledge of you. Okay, so I don't know if you were online when I was talking to her, but I'm gonna do the same thing with you. When I do an aura reading, I do a chakra reading. I don't know if you're familiar with chakras, but I like to start from the bottom to the top, where I'm gonna start from your root chakra, which is your sense of security, and then all the way up to your crown, which is your divinity and your connection to source. So
That project fell off because
Specifically for your body.
yeah, it's particular for every single individual and their body type, and like it'll affect like pretty much everything down to
I feel like you're kind of doing what you love right now, but for some reason you're not satisfied with it. And something is telling you that you're telling yourself that you should be satisfied with it, but you're not, but you don't know why you're not satisfied with it. Like maybe you think there's something else, but you don't know what it is right now. So you feel like what you're doing right now is definitely a passion, but I think that you feel like there's something missing. Like maybe you think there's another path you're supposed to be on, but you doubt yourself, and maybe you might feel like you argue with yourself sometimes. You're like, am I tripping? Am I really supposed to be doing something else? Why am I not happy where I'm at? Because I know that what you're doing, I feel like you have a passion for it, but there's definitely, you feel like there's something missing, but you're not sure what it is. I think because
you hit the nail right on the head.
but because of it, I feel like it's affecting your work a little bit, emotionally, not like skill wise, but more like it causes you to kind of be in your head and kind of mess with your emotions a little bit, but you're not sure why. You're not exactly you're wondering why it's doing that. You're definitely a very sexual person. I think you're kind of a little free. That's good. You're definitely you're very creative. I think that you want to be more creative in your personal life. You're very creative in like your work life, but I think if you're creative more in your personal life, I think you kind of are, but I think there's something telling you that you want to be more creative in your personal life, like on your downtime or on your own personal time. And I think that if you do find something to be more creative with on your personal time, that it'll make you feel happier. It'll make you feel more whole and more secure, and I think it'll kind of push you towards whatever questions you've been asking yourself, what way you're supposed to go. When you tap into that creative part of your mind, it'll start creating whatever journey it is that you question yourself that you're supposed to be on. It'll start to slowly transition you to whatever it is that you're asking about and stuff. I think that you're a very affectionate person, but I think when it comes to affection, it comes more from a sexual like affection, because I think that you have some pain in yourself that hasn't been healed yet, and so you use like that sensuality to kind of heal that pain. You feel like it heals that pain that you have within yourself, which is actually really opposite of what most people do. A lot of people who are like emotionally hurt, they usually tend to do the opposite, where they'll kind of like shut out and they don't want closeness from people. But I think that your closeness, you want to be close to people, helps heal you. But since you are hurt inside, once you feel like somebody gets that level of a closeness, you tend to be like, no, okay, that's good enough. You get kind of like that. You're definitely a very motivated person. That's why you're definitely doing a lot of stuff that you're really passionate about. For you to be able to follow a passion, you have to be a motivated person. And I think you're the type of person who has a lot of drive. Like if you're like, hey, this is what I'm gonna do, this is what I want, you're gonna be like, yeah, and you do it. You're not one of those people who sit around and just talk about it. There's a lot of people who are like, I want to do things, and then they just sit around, and then years go by, and they're like, why didn't it happen? I don't feel like you're like that at all. I think that you're very driven. That when you're like, once you make your mind up, right now I feel like there's something that there's missing, but the reason why you're not going after it is because you don't know what it is. But because you don't know what it is, how can you chase something you don't know what it is that you're chasing after? So don't give yourself a hard time. It's okay. And so don't like beat yourself up and be like, oh, I feel like I'm supposed to be doing something else. You can't do something you don't know what you're supposed to be doing. And with time, the answers will come to you. Don't be in a hurry. That whatever's not happening now for you is because it's not supposed to. And it's
Right.
okay. So just leave it alone. But just I know that you have a lot of willpower that when you figure it out, you're going to get it and you're going to be perfectly fine. So don't worry about it, okay? It's there somewhere. It's just not time. You definitely have a lot of hurt. A lot of people has hurt you, and I think since childhood, I think there's been a lot of darkness within your family, within your past, since you were an adolescent, very young. There's been a lot of fighting, a lot of I feel like a lot of arguing and fighting and going on when you were really young, that you've seen it all growing up, and I think it's with you still, and it bothers you a lot, and it controls your adult life, and that's reality to you. So it's hard for you to be around people who aren't like that. So it might, even though I feel like that's what you want to be around peace, where people aren't always arguing and fighting, but because you've never been around it, it doesn't feel like home to you. So when you are around it, it makes you feel a little uncomfortable and uneasy. So you kind of shy away from it because it's just not familiar with you, with with your environment to be that way. So, but I think it kind of sabotages you a little bit when you get uncomfortable. So I want you to just allow yourself to get uncomfortable. That it's normal. A lot of people, I mean, myself, I've grown up with a lot of family that argues a lot, but I want you to know not everybody's like that. Everybody doesn't have to fight all the time and stuff. And if somebody isn't fighting, it doesn't mean they're up to something. I know sometimes when we're around a lot of people who argue, when somebody's not arguing, we can tend to have this thought in our head like, why aren't you fighting with me? You must be up to something. Like later on, I think you might fight with me later. You're shady or you're suspect because you're not fighting with me. And it's the illusion that was embedded in our heads as children, because we were taught as children that it's normal to fight and bicker and argue all the time. But in some people's lives, it is normal, but in other people's lives, it's not normal. So just allow yourself to get uncomfortable. It's okay that if somebody's not wanting to fight or argue with you, just maybe surround yourself with more people who don't do that, and then just learn how to get comfortable with it without feeling like something in you is telling me that they should be arguing or they're about to argue. It's like that guard, like you have a guard up, like you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I know you know what I could feel like you know what I'm saying, but it's okay to just accept that a lot of people, there are people out there that don't do that, and it's okay, and they're not all of them aren't up to something. And I know it's hard. It's trust. It's hard to believe that if we're growing up with a lot of people that constantly bicker and argue all the time. But I want you to know that your family, they're people too, and they're humans, and humans are stupid, and we have to accept everybody for being human like us. Like I do stupid things, you do stupid things, and our families do stupid things, and we have to accept the fact that it is what it is. It is what it is. We have to just accept that and move on. But yeah, everyone's not like that. I just want you to know that, and I know it's hard. Um, and I think because of the delusion that was embedded, sometimes when it comes to communication, I think you want that settled down, calm love given to you, and you voice it a lot, and you want it, but you don't know how to voice it because you've been taught that arguing gets attention, but it's but the aggressive attention isn't deeply. I don't think that's what you want, but that's all you know. So I think it's been hard for you to voice that out, to be able to express that, because maybe you don't know how to, because you're not used to people communicating better. You know what I'm saying? But I think I know it's hard, the more you kind of voice that, like, I think it's a guard. It's hard to put it down. We got to put that guard down and then let ourselves once in a while to be soft, like, hey, um, this is what I want from you. I want more tender love. It's okay to want that. We all deserve that. And it doesn't make us weak to want it, because who doesn't? Who the fuck doesn't want that? You know what I'm saying? And it's okay to want that, and it's okay to voice it and to say it that way. Um,
Yeah, for sure.
so yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think that you are a very intuitive person. I think you have a really open third eye, and I think something's telling me that you've been naturally like that, like you've never had to like try. I think it's definitely a gift that you have, but I think that you just don't know what to do with it. I think that because you know so much stuff, and like you're surrounded by a lot of people who aren't gifted like that, that it might make you a little angry. Like maybe you know things, and then like you might question, why don't other people know the things that you intuitively know, and it might be, I feel like it frustrates you a lot, which is welcome to my world, man. That's great. It's a gift, and it's beautiful. So it's awesome that you have that gift to be able to know things, and but it is a little frustrating. I feel the same way, but I see it in you. I think you're very intuitive. And just because other people aren't intuitive doesn't mean you have to ignore your intuitiveness. Don't let other people bring you down. Don't be like, oh, I have to ignore my intuition because you everybody around me isn't intuitive. Like, don't bring yourself down, or don't ignore your own power. It's a godly power. It's very powerful, or it's mediumship. So don't, like, dim your light for other people, is what I'm saying. And it's normal to feel frustrated if other people don't understand, but that's why you pretty much surround yourself with people who are more on your level, and then you won't feel that way as much anymore. But don't doubt your gut, don't bury it and ignore it, because the more you ignore your intuition, the more hectic stuff happens in your life, because your intuition knows which way you should be going, which way you shouldn't be going, what you should be doing, what you shouldn't be doing. You got to listen to it, because the more you don't listen to it, the more shitty stuff happens in your life, because you're ignoring that higher answer saying, hey, don't go over there, you might step in shit. you know
Right.
so don't ignore it, or you're gonna step in shit. It's pretty much what it is. um I think you definitely believe in God and source and that higher power, but I think you're angry. I think that you're mad that things aren't happening the way you think it should have happened. The way, yeah, like your prayers aren't being answered, or you don't feel like whatever life that you had, you don't feel like you deserved it, and you ask why. And I think that your anger, you might point it towards God a little bit, like get angry at God, like maybe you feel like you're being punished. But I'm going to tell you something very, very deep that I know it might be hard. It might be hard to be able to process, but eventually, if you don't process it now, eventually it will. Nobody's punishing you. God is not punishing you, because we're here. We have been given life with free will. So the only people that punish us is ourselves. We only punish ourselves. We came into a body and we chose the life that we wanted to have, because whatever karma that we decided we wanted to live through so we could ascend and let go of it and be higher beings, we choose it. So I feel like a lot of people who have harder lives are doing it for a good person because they want to ascend faster. Because you can have thousands of lives and only have like little bits of hard things happen to you to face your karma, and it takes longer for you to ascend. Or you can have all your karma fulfilled and then ascend faster than everybody else, the majority of other souls. That's our choice. That's this, and it depends on what you believe. I feel like I personally talk to a lot of higher beings and I have a connection. I feel like that's kind of like the flow of life and karma and dharma and whatnot. So I just want you to know that you're not being punished and you chose life because you want to ascend. And for you to ascend faster, you need to go through shit and face your karma as fast as you can so you could ascend faster. That's why when you meet people who's been through a lot of shit are way smarter than people who hasn't been through a lot of shit. It's part of growth. If people aren't going through anything, they don't know anything. They're not wise. You're never gonna meet a wise person who had their whole life handed to them their whole life, who was born into a rich family and perfect parents and blah blah. They don't know anything. They're not wise. They had their whole life handed to them. They don't know shit.
Right.
So you got to see it from a different light. That you're not. I just want you to know that you're not being punished. And if you feel like you are, it's because you're punishing yourself. And you need to ask yourself, why are you punishing yourself? Stop. So whatever it is, you need to forgive yourself, and you need to forgive others, and stop paying other people's karma. If other people have hurt you, it is not your responsibility to pay for their karma. And even if you have karma within yourself, karma could also be your personal illusion. You might feel way too bad about something that you don't need to feel bad about, because we're our biggest self-critics. We're giving ourselves a hard time. And I feel like you're giving yourself a way hard time. And the reason why you're giving yourself a hard time is because you were raised to give yourself a hard time. You were given that illusion as a child that you're supposed to give yourself a hard time. But it's an illusion that other human beings that don't know what they're talking about taught you. You see what I'm saying? Okay, so you got to forgive yourself. I think there are a lot of people that you need to forgive, but I think you need to forgive yourself, because I think maybe there's people in the past that you feel like has emotionally punished you, and maybe their voices are still echoing in your brain, and maybe you're questioning yourself, like, am I a bad person? Am I this or am I that? And so you're doing things to punish yourself, and you need to stop. You got to stop doing that, because there's no such thing. Because whoever is telling you all this shit, are they perfect? No. Look at all the shit they've done in their life. You see what I'm saying? They've done as probably way just as much shitty stuff as you done somewhere around that area, you know? So nobody needs to be telling anybody shit, even if it's family. Okay? How you feeling?
Whew, girl. Emotional. You're like hitting the nail right on the head.
I'm gonna do a quick oracle reading on you. Just give me a number. I'm gonna shuffle as many times as you tell me. 1 through 9. Stop questioning. If you're thinking too hard, you're gonna give me a fake number. The first number that comes to your head, what number?
4.
Okay, 4 times. So I'm gonna do a 4-card reading, and the first one's gonna be in regards to your past. The second one is your present, and the third one is your future. Okay, and then go ahead and tell me when to break.
Break.
All right. And your card came up upside down. So this is the angel of memory that came up, which is actually, we were just talking about that. This is in regards to your past. But it came upside down. So what it's saying is, I think you're viewing your past upside down. what it's saying is you see a lot of shit that happened in your life, but I think it's because you're focused on the wrong thing. You're definitely, a lot of your mind's very controlling your present life because you're focused on the past a lot, and it's really controlling you. But the only reason why it's controlling you is because you're seeing it in the wrong light for some reason. And it came upside down. So that's what it's saying. That I think what it's saying is some fucked up things happened, but I think what it's saying, you need to put yourself in, and maybe whoever it's hard for you to forgive, to put yourself in their shoes and see, because hurt people is what I'm saying. So if you see the pain in other people and you look at it and you start to look at the past and there's specific moments. I know you have very specific moments that has bothered you. I'm not saying whatever it is that people do to hurt people is okay. It's not okay. We shouldn't be hurting people. It's definitely not okay. And that's why we get stuck in the karma loop. But it'll make it a lot easier for you to heal if you see them as a hurting person as well. You see what I'm saying? All right, so your next card, the Angel of Verdancy, which is actually means growth. Verdancy is like when you see flowers and trees grow, but it came upside down, and I can't understand why it came upside down until I read the next card. So there's something that's hindering you from your growth. If it was right set up, I would say you're growing a lot right now, but there's something that's hindering you from your growth. That's why it came upside down. There's something that's stopping you from growing, and I think it has to do with your idea of your memories of your past. It's stopping you from growing. As long as you keep looking at the past in the wrong light, it's going to hinder you, because this question that you keep having in yourself when you feel like you're following your passion, but there's something else you're supposed to be doing and you're not sure what it is. That's that growth. That's that growth. Your memory, the way you're seeing your memory, is keeping you from growing. Is what that is right there. So the last card, do not freak out when I give you the last card, okay? Just yeah, I pulled the death card, okay? But it was upside down. All right? So it does not mean you're gonna die. You're fine. Usually a lot of times the death card, a lot of times it means there's something, a big part of you is gonna die within yourself. Is usually what that means. But or it could mean you're going to die, but it did come upside down. So if the card was right side up, it could mean you're going to die pretty soon, but it was upside down. Okay, so it means you're not going to die pretty soon. Okay, so you're okay. But it definitely, I feel like what this is, I think this is a fork, because if you notice, he has a lot of wings. If you notice, have you seen his wings in the picture? He doesn't just have two wings like a regular angel, he's the angel of death. So I think what the message I'm getting, why I pulled this card, is because it's a fork in the road, I think is what it is. And I think there's definitely another path, and you know deep down and down inside there's another path you're supposed to be on. And you know that because you've been questioning it a lot. So you're just kind of just doing what you're doing right now because you love your passion, and there's something going to come up. I'm not saying it's going to happen this year, but maybe a few years from now, there's going to be a fork in the road, and you're going to split off somewhere else. And you're going to grow a lot, and you're going to go down a different path, a different way. But and you feel that inside. I know you know. But the only way that you're going to be able to do that, which is growth, is your memories, which is upside down. Your memories are upside down. So that need that you have, that emptiness you've been feeling a lot, and those questions that you've been feeling a lot, you feel like there's something else that you're not satisfied or something else. The way you're gonna get there is if you you view your memory in a different way, because the memories that you're focused on right now is controlling your life right now, and it's not serving you. It's not serving your well-being. It's not serving your highest good in any way right now for you. It's not good for you. So you gotta you gotta switch it up. And I promise you that if you do switch it up and you start doing some self-work and some soul work on yourself, that you're gonna grow a lot, and your path is gonna go and it's gonna fly off somewhere else. And then you're gonna find that wholeness in that gap that you're feeling inside you, that you've been questioning. There's something missing. You're gonna fly off that way. You're gonna be good. If you do this, it's not gonna be handed to you, okay? It takes work, man.
Yeah, determination.
Yeah, exactly. But you have a lot of willpower, though. You're very motivated. You're good. I think you'll be fine. I think this is just a message you just need to hear. How you feeling?
Ooh.
Get some clarity?
Yeah, I mean, you hit it right on the head, because we've met, but we've never really like got into detail about what's kept me stagnant. So for you to hit it right on the head, it was like, I mean, like right on the head. Woo.
Yeah. Yeah, we never really had any deep conversation. We just have salon talk. We're just in the shop just goofing off and farting around, you know? But yeah. I think you definitely needed that message. But I feel like that gap, that question, that you've been questioning yourself a lot, and there's something missing that
Yeah.
that's what it is.
Because Tasha asked me the other day, she said, because I was looking into an airport job, and she was like, well, if you're losing your passion for the business, and it's not really that I'm losing my passion for hair, like that's my first love, like before my kids, like hair is my first love, like the beauty industry. But it feels like something's missing, like something's missing. And I can't really put my finger on what it is or what direction I want to go in. I mean, life's not shitty for me, but it's not, I feel stagnant. I feel like I'm stuck. And I'm like there's, like you said, a block, like a roadblock. And it's like either I can go left or I can go right, or I can keep going straight.
Yeah, I feel like you definitely have a path ahead of you that's very light filled. But the only way you're gonna get there is if you did get rid of these or flip these dark memories upside down, because that's what's blocking you. It's energy, because energy flows. Energy constantly flows. So when we go this way or we go that way, it's a constant energy. So whatever energy that we carry within ourselves, we take with us. And if you want to follow that path that your soul is telling you to be on, you have to let go of that energy that's holding you back. You have to.
Right.
It's like the rules. It's like the rules in the universe. It's just the way energy works. It is what it is. You know, it's like if you want to make spaghetti, you have to use spaghetti sauce and you have to use spaghetti noodles. You know what I'm saying? Same thing. If you want to walk this path, there's some energy you have to get rid of to be able to get there. For the universe or for the doors to be open for you, for things to start flowing to you, for you to go that way, you have to cut off energy that is not welcomed that way. That's what it is.
Ooh. My son's talking about, how does she know all that? Ask her to read mine. You're 8. You haven't even experienced life yet. All that's going to come up is what pet you're going to get next.
No, I can't wait until I get.
Oh, Lord. Get away from me.
I know some.
He can't wait till he reaches puberty.
Oh, God, yes, you can.
Wow. Oh, my God. I love your top. I need it.
Oh, this?
Yes.
I got it at Tacoma Discount World. Right down the street from the shop. I'm not, yeah, Tacoma Discount World.
That is cute.
They have different
I like your
colors.
earrings.
I gave Tasha one.
That is
I don't know. I don't know if
cute.
she still has it though.
That is cute.
Okay.
Cute, cute.
I like your earrings and necklace.
Thank you. So yeah, don't go forgetting the message that I just gave you because you get too comfortable in life again.
Right. Right.
Because that
Now the question
happens.
is how, I don't know. It's like I know what I need to do, and it's like when it comes to past hurt, I know I need to let it go. I just don't know how to let it go because it was so traumatic. And the message you just gave me, where you said, put yourself in that person's shoes, I have over and over and over and over again. And
And you're still struggling with it.
yes,
I don't know. Maybe the message, the card that pulled was telling me that you're looking at it upside down. You're looking at it the wrong way. So I don't know. Maybe.
it's crazy because my cousin told me the same thing. She also reads cards, and she told me the same thing, that I'm looking at the situation in itself wrong. And I thought she was saying it in a sense of her knowing me, but again, like for the message to be read exactly the same way again, um, it's just a matter of releasing it. It is hard to release, but it does have me stagnant, and I feel like I'm
Sounds like.
stuck. I'm stuck at a certain point in my life to where it's like, yes, I'm an adult, but I'm stuck in that memory, and I've been stuck in that memory my whole life. And even when I'm happy, I'm not happy. Like I always feel like that piece is missing.
It sounds like you need some shadow work done. Maybe I could do some shadow work live on Facebook. We could do some shadow work.
Sounds like a plan.
Some inner child work.
With shadow work, you see how you're like up on me right now and like you're my shadow?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. You can't
Shadow
do it
work
if you don't back
is
up.
shadow work is pretty much revisiting the moment, but
Right.
from like an outside source. Well, my hair's all sticking up. Doing crazy shit.
No, it's
She knows
beautiful.
I'm here. She saw me.
But yeah, shadow work is pretty much where I would guide you into revisiting the moment from a different perspective.
Mom, did you agree?
No question.
Oh, sorry.
My son said your hair looks nice.
My hair's all sticking up right here. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we could do that. We could even do a live on Facebook if you want to.
Okay.
But I think that's what it sounds like you need to do. You need to do some shadow work. You need to integrate a moment, and you need to go back there and put yourself back at that very specific moment. I know it sounds scary, but remember, you're only going there in your head. You're not physically really going there. See, that a lot of people, like, we get scared to do shadow work because we feel like we're going back there and we have to feel the pain again, and it's not. We really don't. You don't have to feel it again. We just revisit it from a different perspective, so we could release it. And the only way you could release it is if you face it. Because what we resist persists. So even though you think about it all the time, it's still a resistance because you're resisting the moment, you're resisting whatever it is that is causing the pain in yourself. You're turning which I told the last girl I was talking to, you're turning your back to it instead of facing it. So it's kind of like facing your fear or facing the moment. And once you face the moment, you take the time to really sit in the moment instead of resist the memory, then it helps you release it. Does that sound like something you might
Yeah.
want to do?
Yeah.
Hmm?
Yeah.
Okay. Here you go, Mom.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We lost it out. Yeah, we could do that. I'm not gonna do it right now, but yeah, we could do that.
Whew. Tapping in.
Do you have any questions or anything?
Uh-uh.
No?
No.
Before I go? 'Cause
No.
I'm about to sign off.
Okay.
There is
Do you have her number?
another person. Vesta, I don't know if you're still online, but I'll definitely I'll still do a reading on you. We could do it another time. It's just that when we tapped into the video, it was like the frequency was all, the noise was thrown off and stuff. So if you're still there listening,
Oh, you have her
we'll
number?
do that. All right, so I'm about to sign off, but before I sign off,
Okay.
let me know if you wanna. Do you have any
No
questions
question.
or?
No, I appreciate you. Thank you very
I
much.
appreciate you too, and
Bye.
I will see you around.
See you
I might
later.
see you Monday because I think I need to get my hair
Okay.
touched by Tasha.
I will be there. I will be there at 3:30.
All right,
So she's gonna
Uh,
all
do it
right,
then.
bye everybody, and everybody who tapped in and watched this short clip, or actually a long clip. How long have I been online? I don't know if I'm doing this for a while. Thanks for watching, and yes, Vesta. He said, okay, that's Vesta. We would definitely do a reading sometime. And I'll actually message you ahead of time to let you know about the online so I can specifically message you. Vesta, does that sound okay? We just gotta make sure. Buddy, thanks for joining in. Have a good night. Peace.